Okay, so now we're going to look at the various different types of business models. So our goal today was to unpack these various questions. What I'd love for you to challenge your thinking and ask yourself some questions about discovery and exploration of business ownership. For me personally, what I'm covering with you today has allowed me to change my worldview. It has allowed me to see the abundance of opportunities and possibilities that are around me. So assessing the right business model for you and your family is an exhaustive and potentially expensive topic. Most people fear failure. So they start with lots of research about the different ways to fund a business. And if an S Corp has better tax advantages over an LLC, then there are other people who see the media attention given to the latest startup unicorn, creating overnight millionaires, and they want to jump in with both feet, not truly assessing their long-term family and lifestyle goals. Others are not sure whether they should look into an existing business or perhaps a franchise. Good news is that after nearly 40 years of helping thousands upon thousands of people transition from employee to employer, we find the best place to start is by defining your own unique income, lifestyle, wealth, and equity goals, your needs and your expectations, and only then to explore the pros and cons of various models, including business models like startups or existing businesses or a franchise. These are necessary to figure out the potential of how they can help you get to where you want to go. Parallel to exploring the different business models, you will be amazed at the funding options that are within your reach. And ultimately, that will be your guide as to what type of business entity works best for you. And if I can have you remember one thing, remember this. For most people, the business is not the dream. The business is a vehicle to the dream. So, congratulations. We've just solved the first puzzle. You are one step closer to understanding what it takes to go from employee to employer. Once you've defined your unique income, lifestyle, wealth, and equity goals, you are ready to start exploring the different business models, what we call the vehicles for success. In the poll, did you align more with inventor, maverick, visionary? If yes, then you want to start exploring a startup, doing something from scratch, as it sounds like you have a clear vision for this product or service that you want to take to the marketplace. Or maybe you align more with the investor Main Street implementer, then you might want to explore purchasing an existing business or investing in a franchise that has a proven system. So now we're going to break down each one. Why do you want to be a business owner? Startup. With a startup, you need to have a novel idea and the ability to quickly capture market share with the potential to disrupt an industry. The famous startup incubator Y Combinator defines a startup as a company that is built to grow fast. Think Airbnb in 2009, after landing 600,000 in seed funding, or that new business everyone's talking about. Startups typically need to quickly make an impact. So the pros and cons for every model. So if you have a creative idea or a product, great. Starting a business from scratch might seem like the right path, but what are some of the pros? You can do things your own way. You have total control. You have the opportunity to make a difference. And you have the joy of going alone. It's a high potential for reward when you grow the business to the point it can be sold. What are the cons? You are 100% responsible for every aspect of the business. You need to do everything from HR, IT, operations, your R&D department. You have no support system built in. You pay dollars to learn every aspect of your new vision. It can be a long runway to profitability. Normally, that means financing can become harder to obtain, and banks and investors will want a larger share. Think of Shark Tank. They will want a larger share for helping to carry the higher risk of failure. Now, startups and independent businesses come in all shapes and sizes, especially when you compare a startup with your typical Main Street business. Perhaps this sounds enticing or exciting, or perhaps you're thinking, wait, let's talk about starting a business from scratch. Now, maybe you want to take a closer look at independent business or an existing business. Now, in contrast to startups, existing small businesses don't need to grow as fast or be disruptive. It aims to find a market, reach that market effectively, and earn revenue. The Small Business Administration defines a small business as a for-profit, independently owned and operated business that does not have national or international reach. That's a local bookshop, a pet store, a boutique interior design firm are examples of good small businesses. These existing businesses can sometimes come up for sale. Now, as with a startup, there are always pros and cons. In theory, buying an existing smaller business should be easier than creating something from scratch. You don't need a novel idea, and you don't need to disrupt anything. What is it that is attracting you to a potential resale opportunity? Is it the model? Is it the fact that they're established? Is it the product or the service, or is it the cash flow? How much you will be ending up paying for all of these things is one of the calculations. Look, businesses are bought and sold every day. Your job is to discern whether or not you have all the facts and whether or not this is a good opportunity for you. So make sure you dig into the books. Figure out if the business has the proper systems in place and try to discern whether goodwill will go with the current owner. Financing may be easier to obtain if the business is successful. So, about an independent business. Maybe you want to buy an existing business so you can achieve your income goals faster, or you believe this will allow you to own that bar you always wanted. So, what are the pros? There are some benefits. If you're buying a successful business, you can start with existing customers and cash flow. It's a proven track record. This may allow you to hit your income goals faster and put additional capital into growth, so you can take that business to a next level. What are the cons? Has that business hit its peak? How confident are you that you're getting the whole truth? Studies show that most businesses that are listed for sale can't actually prove the income claims that are made. Another issue is, are there any hidden problems that are coming with the business? Forbes magazine put out an article a few years ago that said 90% of all attempts to purchase a business fail. And one of the primary reasons for that is that most people who are buying a business have never done it before. And the amount of patience, business acumen, and due diligence can be massive. So most people give up the process. So what I want you to think about now is that we discussed some pros and cons, and I'm sure there are many more that we did not bring up. How does this vehicle, starting or investing in an independent business, mesh with what you are looking to achieve as it relates to helping you generate the income you desire, live the lifestyle of your dreams, and build long-term wealth and equity? So next, I like to explore franchising concepts. If fast food and French fries are the first thing that comes to your mind, you're like me. That's what I thought. However, now I've learned that franchising spans probably over 80, maybe even 90 different industry sectors. If you can think of an independent business if you can think of an independent business, there is probably a similar concept that's fine-tuned its system and now has a proven model, and they decided to expand via franchising. Now, what I've learned is that franchises are really small business owners under a common brand. There are people who are in business for themselves, but not by themselves. Franchise businesses operate on economies of scale. It could include reduction in promotional, sales, marketing costs, having access to an established proven system, reduced risk, and easier to scale, which often translates into streamlined funding options. I love to highlight that every great franchise on earth today started as some maverick or visionary's crazy idea. And once it was systemized, it became appealing for the investor, the Main Street business owner, and the implementers that are out there. But as I mentioned with the other two models, there are pros and cons to franchises also. So from this list, sometimes it's a highly regulated industry with checks and balances. That's a pro. Financing can be streamlined. Business concept proven, backed by a proven system. No experience necessarily needed in this industry. You are in business for yourself, but not by yourself, and it can be a scalable model. But the con, you must follow an established and proven system. You must be open to feedback from the corporate center and be coachable. You're locked into a specific term with your franchise agreement, and well-defined upfront investment costs, license and ongoing royalties are set out, but that will be built into your business model. Now, the majority of franchises require no experience or background. If you have transferable skills such as leadership, management, supervisory skills, franchisors will train you on their concept. This is providing a proven system with training and ongoing support, but not by yourself. You're in business for yourself, but you'll be surrounded by co-owners. It's easier to obtain financing for a new franchise than starting a new business because of the strong track record.